We are so back! After the 8-week break of Dahlia's finality alternate timeline world fever dream, we have just gotten the reveal for what is quite possibly the most insane nation we have ever seen. And you know for a fact that we have just got to talk about it. Because we've got a new cast, a new Stoneheart, new enemies, and new mechanics, all to address in this trailer. All topped off with one of the biggest reveals that I'm sure many people missed or just don't know the true magnitude of. But just as a spoiler, the Fortnite collab is the only crossover that we've got on the menu. But we'll get to that all in due time, because Hoyo just confirmed the community's most popular theory, as well as confirming that we will be getting some more lore and backstory on the Astral Express. But that's enough intro, so let's get into this, because this is the new world of Elation explained. Discord, join it, 2K members, another event, new games, lots of fun, almost there, link in description, and I want to stream soon. On to the video. Okay, so this is a bit of a different type of video for me, kind of doing a bit of a reaction but also analysis type of thing here, so let's take it from the top. Planarcadia is a world of elation, always under the gaze of Aha, and the laughter is very much intertwined and active in this world. So let's first talk about the culture of Planarcadia, because it will be a lot easier to understand the rest when this framework is established. Alright, so the main energy of what makes this world turn is called wish power, which is pretty much attention turned into energy. So where Emphorius is a world with Memoria running through it on tap, this is wish power for Planarcadia. And this substance is the lifeblood of the world in more than one way, because the Imaginae that run the infrastructure of the world need it to survive. Now, what an Imaginae is, well, it's better to understand them as the name suggests, an imaginary fae. They are a creation of the mind that comes to life and only can survive when people pay attention to them. Kinda like Clocky or a Memo Sprite. Like if Cyrene were to be forgotten, she would cease to be. But these Imaginae are very much alive and their influence is real. One of them runs the train and another one gives Wi-Fi to the entire nation. So it's a symbiotic relationship, with them doing all they can to stay relevant and thereby stay alive, and humanity gets to enjoy whatever it is that they produce, whether it be laughs or something practically useful. But that's not all that wish power does, because it also determines the winner of the Phantasmoon Games, or as I like to call them, the Clout Chase Olympics. And to give you a quick rundown of what this is, I had to do some reading, but according to the intel that we have at our disposal, the Clout Chase Olympics originates from the first Imaginae ever created: the moon, the creation of Aha themselves. And for whatever reason, 8 morning actors told stories to this moon, hoping to gain an audience with Aha, probably to ask the Aeon to stop blessing them and leave them alone, because remember, the morning actors don't want Aha's blessing, but Aha finds it funny to troll them and blesses them anyway. Fun fact: every single masked fool's mask was stolen from the morning actors. These guys just exist to be trolled by the Elation. But anyway, Aha decided to continue the trolling and making this a tradition that rolls around every time the moon waxes full. And for some reason, this is the most recent it has ever rolled around, because it's inconsistent. It's only been 15 years this time, when normally it's around 20 or 30, so be a little bit wary of that. Anyway, these 8 supplicants, as they are called, portray these morning actors and are given a mask that enhances their abilities and binds to their soul, all for the purpose of winning the Phantasmoon Games. And the rules of this game are simple. There are no rules, and the most wish power wins. So the supplicants pretty much do whatever, fight, put on a show, live stream, pretty much whatever works for generating wish power. And the winner gets the coveted 1-minute access to Aha's Aeon power, but not necessarily directly, or you might just die when Aha takes it back. Make no mistake, it says this, but you do not actually become Aha. You just get an audience with them and get to ask ask them for whatever it is that you want. But of course, there is a catch because Aha is a bit of a genie. And what I mean by this is that the Aeon reserves the right to interpret your wish however they want. For example, some unparalleled genius thought it would be fun to try to kill Aha with their 1 minute only for Aha to reply, but aren't you Aha right now? And proceeded to kill him instead. So you gotta be really careful and specific. But that is the rundown of how the Phantasmoon games work and why I call it the Clout Chase Olympics. So while we're on the topic of Planarcadia's culture and how this world works, we have got to address the latest lore drop. Because this place is none other than our coffee-loving navigator's homeworld. And I would never have guessed that Himiko is from a world of Elation by looking at her, but since she has some suspicious ties to the IPC, and they do unfortunately run Planarcadia, specifically Pearl of the Strategic Investment Department, who voted in favor of Aventurine living, by the way, that's the one thing we know about her, we might get some clues as to what this IPC friend of Himiko's is. To be honest, I'm surprised it's not the Marketing Development Department running the show here, considering that this whole world of Planarcadia runs on the concept of marketing oneself for wish power, but that would mean Oswaldo would be the head honcho here, and no one wants that. So I guess we got the lesser of the two evils here, but still very much evil. Perhaps this is one of the reasons that Diamond and Oswaldo hate each other. They poach worlds from each other. Something capitalism being its own enemy. Anyway, back to Himiko. Because this means the Express really did crash in Planarcadia before the events of the game, and it was on this world that Himiko fixed it. Hold on, wait a second. Whoa, wait, hold on. The world-bearing path is the Trailblaze, the Dawn device. Trickery is Elation. The Express was fixed in the world of Elation. The Elation is the reason the Trailblaze is still alive. Amphorius is a microcosm of the cosmos. Oh my god, what? So besides Nihilux having all of the reason in the world to believe that Aha has a thing for Akavili, we might get some lore drops on the previous navigator of the Astral Express, namely Icy, the navigator turned Omen vanguard of the finality that I think we saw in a Chinese trailer that released recently, and I'll try to find that for you guys, but no promises. So we are definitely in for some Express Crew lore in the near future. Alright, so that is the simple stuff out of the way. Let's get to the upcoming plot points, because there are so many of them. So starting from the top, the IPC is trying to rig the games. Obviously, it's the IPC. They're also very much triggered by the Stellaron Hunters because Silver Wolf is very much loud and proud. And Sparksy, who is always one step ahead of the game, is not too fond of the IPC running Planarcadia in general.
Phantasmoon games must not fall into the IPC's hands.
We've also got the detective Ashvale talking about the Herald of Death, whatever that is, also being the broken-legged wolf that Sparkle mentioned back in the Amphorius epilogue, so the Galaxy Rangers are also involved, which means Dr. Primitive could also be there, considering that Rappa is getting a rerun. Oh my gosh. Since when does Rappa exist, right? But that's not even it, because all of these plot points are tied in with Yao Guang, who is also teaming up with Sunday? So the Peacock Lady and Chicken Wing Boy seem to have made some type of bird alliance, and Evanescia, who is totally not Yai Sakura Flame Sakitama, is absolutely tweaking out. I wish I knew what was going on with her here, kinda worried. And Nihilux could have everything to do with anything at this point, all while a certain chess master Lord Ravager is already plotting and scheming in the shadows. But he did leave a mark. There is only one guy in the universe that would go to a world of Elation to leave a crossed out Aha sign with a double-sided handprint. None other than the Dice Head Hat Man Asat Pramod. So yeah, there is a lot going on here, but are you ready for what is truly crazy about this trailer? Because we thought that we only had one collaboration going on here, and it was Fortnite. But I was always hoping that the most recent and biggest, baddest addition to the Masked Fools would make an appearance, and now we finally have confirmation. Because we get a look at the bounty list that the IPC has, and we get to see an all too familiar name, none other than the God Killer herself, Vita. And let me tell you right now, the IPC better take her little name off the bounty board, because there is nothing in this universe apart from a high tier Lord Ravager that can stand against her. This whole animation of her fighting Sparkle was her just playing around. This woman is in possession of what is possibly Aeon level authority. I lied to you not, this is not Glaze. Let me just tell you what Sa, the god that Vita usurped, was capable of. Put simply, Sa is right in A if she actually achieved eternity. They even meditate the same way, that's not even a joke. She also made a puppet being that rebelled and then killed her. That's Vita. But addressing Sa's authority, she was a near omniscient being, and I only say near because she lost to herself, who was also so connected into the Sea of Quanta that she was able to erase people and their names from existence. So that, along with being able to read minds and restructure the rules of worlds, yeah, Sa was a threat. And the way Vita defeated her and got Kiana to finger gun shoot her from across the universe is a story for another day, but Vita now has that power and uses it to be silly. I'm not joking. She literally does whatever it is that she wants to do. She's not really a hero or a villain. She's kind of just on her own side and doesn't want to be bored. A perfect scouting job from Sparkle, if I do say so myself, but apparently she has taken it upon herself to just hop on over to the Honkai Star Rail universe and have some fun. That makes perfect sense that she can do, considering that her connections to the Sea of Quanta allow her to basically universe hop. And if you want to know more about that, I got a video for you already, so you don't gotta worry about a thing. I gotcha. Also, there's a genius named Acha that is also looking into the Sea of Quanta. I'm pretty sure she's the ghost of the quantum domain, so yeah, you might want to check out that video. Good stuff over there. But in Honkai Impact 3rd, the only thing that really kept Vita in check was Kiana, because Kiana is, oh boy, I'd say over Aeon level at this point, but Vita is in Star Rail now, and she's making it the IPC's problem. So I am so hyped, and I'm sure there will be a lot of stuff that I missed that we'll need to go over, but those are my initial thoughts. Because this is the new world of Elation Explained. So much is going on. Plot points are crossing and branching. The literal best path is at the center of it, and as is the rule of Elation, the spectators are the real winners. So I think we are winning big with this update. The hiatus is over, and I'm ready to get back to some hardcore theorizing, starting from ground zero. And you know the guy named Nova loves some new beginnings. New world, new hype, new characters, new lore, new problems. I am excited. So far, we don't know what Asat Pramod is planning, but I think he will play the role of the hidden threat that will probably reveal himself at the end because of his whole chess master thing. So we gotta be on the lookout for any clues we might have, because he'll probably be pulling some strings. And we all know for a fact that Hoyo just loves the foreshadow thing, so we gotta be looking for these breadcrumbs. But in other news, what do you guys think of the new video style? Bit differently from what I normally do, a little bit rushed as well, but more of an off-the-cuff and reaction-y type of thing, right? I think it's a fun change of pace for this world of Elation. But what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, y'all.